Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, for today's bullet points, we're going to dive into Virginia, the governor race there, because something is massively important, and I'm missing something. And it wasn't sitting right in all my research, I couldn't find it. And sometimes it's not what they're saying, it's what they're not saying, and that's where the fire is. Because I'm seeing smoke here, and I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments field below. And if you know somebody who lives in Virginia, who's involved in the Young King campaign against Terry McCauliff, send this their way. Put this on Facebook because this is important information that needs to get out there. Let me know what you guys think, and the article is linked in the description box below. Now, Terry McCauliff is a gun controller through and through. He's associated to the Hillary campaign. He's tied in with the Democrats, like the mainstay Democrats. He is deep blue gun control, okay? Always has been, always will be. And if you recall, we did a video headline about CNN basically saying Bloomberg has dedicated $1.8 million to his campaign. Headline looked like that, okay? But in that headline, in that article, which was basically pledging the $1.8 million, John Feinblatt, who is the Everytown USA president, Bloomberg's gun control group, who's trying to keep Virginia blue and make it bluer through gun control. This is the excerpt that caught my attention. John Feinblatt, the president of Everytown, said the group will likely drive even more money this fall into contests in Virginia, which he said would serve as a bellwether for the 2022 midterm elections and the potency of gun violence as a campaign issue. Now, Everytown for Gun Safety is all about gun control. That's all they do all the time. But they're measuring in Virginia if it's something worth it or not. Now, also keep in mind, we've had record gun sales. People are embracing the Second Amendment right across the board by minorities and females. Putting all those things together, that's interesting. Listen to this article because nothing's being said from McCauliff right now on gun control in the gubernatorial race. It's like 3 to 5 weeks away. It's pretty soon. Early voting has already started. But a main gun control proponent is not mentioning anything about gun control in debates or in their main messaging. And it's getting funded by Bloomberg. Something doesn't make sense. Check it out. This is from Bearing Arms. Gun control wasn't a big issue in the first debate between Virginia's gubernatorial candidates on Thursday evening, even though Republican Glenn Youngkin and Democrat Terry McCauliff did spar over rising crime, public safety, and police funding, like you'd expect to. But the interesting thing that caught my eye is, when was the last time you saw a governor level and above position in the government from a Democratic perspective in a purple state not mention gun control? Never. That's one of their mainstays, but they're not doing it. It's intriguing. For his part, McCauliff was virtually silent about his anti-gun plans. He never brought up his call to ban the sale of assault weapons or high-capacity magazines, and certainly didn't tout the support of gun control sugar daddy Michael Bloomberg and his group Everytown for Gun Safety, which has pledged to spend nearly $2 million in the state's elections this November. Very true. It wasn't just the candidates who avoided gun control. The moderators seemed uninterested in the issue as well. Isn't that interesting? The moderators. Now, these are lefties as well from the media. They always bring up gun control. I don't remember a debate in my lifetime they haven't brought up gun control, but they didn't bring it up either. So just to set the stage here, in a gubernatorial race in a purple state, amongst record firearm sales and funding from Everytown USA, the candidate for the Democratic gun grabber, who is a known gun grabber, didn't mention it. The moderators, who are leftist moderators, didn't mention it. Does something smell weird to you here? I think it's because their polling is indicating it's not a strong thing to hit right now. And if you go back to that original quote from John Feinblatt, they're validating if it's a campaign issue. That's interesting. That's so weird. McCauliff was also spared any questions about his gun ban plans and his desire to criminalize the transfer of a firearm without a background check, which would expand the state's current gun control law that mandates all gun sales go through a check, but allows loans or gifts to take place without one being conducted. So help me out here, guys. Does this feel weird to you? Again, just to recap, almost $2 million being put in by Everytown USA. Shannon Watts is campaigning actively for Moms Demand Action for Terry McCauliff. Terry McCauliff is a known Clinton advocate and gun controller, and they're not saying a single word about gun control in a Democratic debate, in a gubernatorial debate. And the moderators aren't bringing it up either. Does anyone else smell something kind of weird? It's because among record gun sales, among increase in minority ownership, among female increase in ownership, they know it does not poll well. If you are tied to the Youngkin campaign in Virginia, hit this now. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and I am seeing smoke all over the place. And that's what I've got for you in the bullet points today. I'll see you tonight at the 9 p.m. slot, and let me know what you guys think. Braden signing out.